And we're live. Welcome back to Federico Advanced live stream, episode number, what, 4? Number 4. All right. That means we're, what, 8 weeks into it? I don't know. Like that. Something like that, because we go every other Thursday evening, and the weekends or the evenings were off, or the Thursday evenings were off. You've got Mr. Josh Flowers, Joshua XO, Josh XO, and the weapon of choice. So be sure to check us every other Thursday evening starting at 6 p.m., pre-show at 5:30, and then catch Josh on the 2nd and 4th. So we're number 1 and number 3 Thursdays, Josh is 2nd and 4th, and the 5th Thursday, we go dark.
Pint night.
Pint night. I like pint night. Every night's pint night. But it's just more of a reason. Cool. All right. So let's see, as I section this out, catch you up a little bit on what we've been up to. This past weekend was a really rad weekend around here. We had a Rojo out and like 10 of their team members, and we had this huge Rojo West Coast Summit in our theater space behind us. And there was about 250 people out on Sunday evening. And let's see, my salon team AJF, we did a model presentation of about 10 models, kind of opening up the show. Then Nick and team, and I got to accompany him out on stage, and there was American waves going on, some hair painting, some barbering, a lot of razor cutting, some creative scissor cutting, just a lot of really great, like on stage, like real education. And then Monday was followed up by, there's about 120 people in house getting just a ton of hands-on education for, I think they had like 10 different classes they were offering. So that was a blast. It was a super long weekend, really well worth it, but that's kind of like what we're about at Federico. You know, that is definitely a very large scale event. We've got a lot of stuff coming down the pike, some that size and some just a little bit smaller. So we'll catch you up on the calendar coming down the way. But before we do that, I'm going to kind of walk you through what I'm doing this evening so I can get right into the haircut. So, Elisa, I told you I'd slaughter it, and I practiced and practiced. Elisa, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work this little modern bob shape I've been kind of playing with in the past couple of weeks. And the sectioning and what I'm doing is I'm just working a vertical subdivision, you know, from the mastoid just over the vertex or behind the apex, or whatever the hell you want to call it, to the other mastoid, subdividing the front from the back. And then I'm coming through at just a low occipital bone, and the section pattern is just a really loose zigzag. And the idea of the zigzag, with this being undercut and lightly disconnected from the top, is that if she were to ever pull her hair back into like a soft little ponytail or something, that I'm not going to see a hard line or a hard section line. I'm going to utilize another small little zigzag pattern up around the front hairline as I cut away the sides. So if she were to push the hair behind her ear, once again, you're not going to see like a really hard break or hard line in the hair. And to me, it's like simple things like this that keeps my work, you know, creative to myself daily. And just a little bit more interesting, you know, just thinking about it a little bit differently, small things. So rather than taking like a horizontal diagonal line or a horizontal subsection, whatever it might be, just break it up with a wee bit of zigzag. All right. So the idea with this haircut is I'm going to collapse out the nape, meaning just undercut this all the way with some really soft graduation. I want to keep it soft, I don't want to take it extremely tight, but if this hair starts doing really funny things to me, in the worst case scenario, I'll scissor overcomb it up and out. The top crown area is going to fall over. I want to retain a really nice, clean, structured line as far as the bob goes, which she pretty much has pre-existing, but it needs to be loosened up quite a bit. So I'm going to work a couple sections, subsections with the scissor, just redefining that line. And then as I move up the shape of the head, I'm going to go back into the plie razor and begin to soften up the subsequent subsections after that line has been created. And then as we transition into the sides, keeping a nice square shape, she's got definitely some asymmetry, a little disconnected piece on this left-hand side. That'll probably stay, but not nearly as heavy. And then when we get into the front, we're going to bring up her hairline and then take a soft, broken diagonal back subsection and cut that all out so it's really soft against the face through here, transition it into a scissor line. So the idea is to mix the softness of the razor with the, you know, distinction of a scissor line. All right. So now I shut up and I think I'll cut. All right. So what I'm going to do is she's got this really great kind of natural movement in the hair. And I'm just kind of looking at that, seeing how it wants to sit, how it wants to move, and then reassessing the hairline and the growth patterns. This left side's kind of like moving inward.
Pretty gnar-gnar.
That right side's moving inward, yeah. This left side's moving inward. So what that tells me is I'm going to work a round graduated shape. So I'll come on the right side and I'll utilize some vertical diagonal subsections and begin to sit this in to build up the weight through the center and then come back on the left. That way the hair will naturally flow with the way that that hairline's wanting to move. And I may have to keep a little bit of length on it. Just tilt your head a wee bit forward, a wee bit like Elmer Fudd. A wee bit. And then I'm going to come back in to the left. There we go. Nice, soft, vertical, yet diagonal subsection. Picking it up with the fine teeth of the comb, putting my fingers into a graduated position. Get that blade moving and begin just doing some really soft round graduation through here. Tonight will be cool, so you don't have to watch me blow dry. I've got Ron Jeremy's coming in. Ron Jeremy and his stash. You'll see it when he gets in.
It's so creepy.
It's so weird and perverse. Actually, Andy Bates, one of my stylists with AJF, he'll be coming in and finishing out a haircut that he's kind of prepping on right now, so we don't have like the lull time of the blow dry. And then we'll come back in and I'll finish this out. So I'm just going to over direct number 2 subsection into number 1, utilizing more of the tip of the blade. There we go, suntan time, baby. And just sit this shape nice and softly in. Pick that little bit up. Cool. And then as I begin to push it, it might be a little bit heavy right up on the top, but I do like how that's just beginning to move and sit softly. And this little bit right through here, I'll just clean up and take off at the end. Okay. Let's see what we have coming down the pike at Federico Advanced. In October, jumping gun, April we have, I believe, some KMS IQ cutting classes going down. I know KMS will be in the house with a few of their artists doing some IQ cutting April 13th through 15th. And I know we have Edwin Lombardi, Edwin's like old school, like Sebastian creative team from like the old Jerry Crescenza days. He's not going to be doing a class for licensed professionals, but he'll be here sharing his message of his new online learning site, which is called, I believe it's called Beauty Masterminds, with our group of our students. So that's pretty cool.
Dude, we watched the old 90s videos that he's in.
Dude, he's an amazing old hair cutter, huh?
Yeah, the videos are just awesome.
The videos are awesome. It's old Jerry
describing each girl.
It's old Jerry Crescenza stuff, man, right?
So good.
So that'll be going down, and then what else I got? I posted it up here. Russell Mays in May, Douglas and McCoy in June.
No more Douglas.
No more Douglas.
No.
Douglas.
He's banned.
Douglas.
We're not going to talk about that.
I heard a sick rumor about my friend Douglas today. It mildly broken my heart.
It's not even a rumor.
But he's such a good guy. He's such a good guy. I gotta love Douglas.
Okay, yeah, I like him. I'm just hate the sin, not the sinner. That's all.
Hate the player, not the game. Yeah.
Whatever, I'm filled with hate
He's filled with
over
hate.
the whole situation.
That's the years of listening to Slayer, okay? I'm filled with hate. I like the way that that shape is progressing. It's looking nice and soft, kind of working with that curl pattern. It's got a really nice classic element to it. So just continually work across. The next big thing that I'm stoked about, I just found out today, is we've got in August coming back out. Goldwell will be here with, you know, Demetrios, who won Naha quite a few times now. He'll be out, and then they've got like Sonia Brado with KMS coming back out, but I managed to work into the game. They're doing a huge show here Sunday night, and then Monday doing like a bunch of hands-on classes, kind of similar to what we had with Aroja this past week, but my salon team will be opening up the show again, and we'll get to do a little stage presentation, and I'll teach a haircutting class the following day, a razor cutting class in fact. So should join us out here. That's April, I think, or it's April, August 17th and 18th. And you feel free, please. You can comment below any questions, concerns, dislikes, likes, or you can tweet. And you can tweet in at Federico ADV, and that should be bouncing around in the lower left-hand corner. Are we working?
Questions aren't working on the chat commenting.
No?
It kicks in after a little bit.
Okay. We might have a small technical difficulty.
Oh, try on that page.
All right, the mic's working though?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So I'm back on the left side, and I'm working now back to the right. And my subsections are the same, my finger angle is the same, so I don't change the weight nor the line of the graduation. And I'm just working this in with the tip of the blade. So again, it sits nice and soft, and it's working with this natural growth that I'm seeing right through here. And that's generally how I like to approach, you know, hairlines that have like strong movements to it. Where I may work into a problem where I'd have to say, oh, screw it, and I have to cut it all out in a way, is if it was one of those that like, you know, swirled around and kicked up. Something that was extremely strong. But these are just moving softly, you know, inside on each side. And my approach would be if it's moving softly inside on one side, and then to the exterior or the other corner on the opposing side. I did this over the weekend where I'd start, and let's say I was moving inward here and then outward here. I'd start round and just keep that diagonal over direction moving all the way across the head. So the shape actually went from round into a diagonal line. And it worked out pretty well for me. But it was once again one of those things where if it didn't work, I'll just take out a 6.5 inch scissor and cut it out.
Or clippers.
Or clippers, whatever I had time for. Yes. Yes. And I got to thank always Jacob Del Rosario. Jacob.
Man, it feels so fancy every time I say that name.
Where's Jacob?
I don't know.
You want to be Jacob? Come say hi for Jacob. I'm Jacob.
Look at our Latin Canadian friend, Jacob.
Is he really from Canada? I am. Oh, I'm like, is he really like that too?
That's a funny thing because she's not Latin either.
Are you from Canada?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Is it really like the Grassy?
Wow, how often do you hear that?
Like,
Oh, we just drove the Canadian on the way.
Didn't you go to the Grassy? No.
Hey.
Where's Hogwarts?
So like I
That's not in Canada.
found this mouse in my beer.
Hey, Hoser.
Hey Hoser, I found this like mouse in my beer. Can I get like a free case? You're gonna watch Strange Brew. Oh my gosh.
You ever seen Strange Brew?
Dun 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 dun.
Oh. I thought that's what you guys watched instead of Sex
Dun
Ed
dun
Class.
dun dun. Oh man.
God, that's such a good movie.
You never know what you're
We're
in for
probably the
here.
only people in the building that see it.
Yeah, dude, it was like my favorite movie as a kid.
Take
Still.
it to the new age punk rock album.
Feather dog beer. It's awesome. Okay. So now I'm just kind of coming back through it with a quick horizontal subsection. What's up, Ron? And just going to tip right through it just to remove a little bit of that bulk and wait right out.
Where's the nice elbow?
Thanks.
Maybe sideways?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever. 1 second. Where's my milk? Thanks, Garrett, for the milk. Thanks, Garrett.
We're not getting cut into profits by opening a bottle.
No way, Garrett. I need more milk.
We need more samples.
This is an awesome product that's called Milk by Reverie. Good buddy Garrett Markinson is one product, and it's like the cure-all, man. I rub it on my beard. I rub it on my chest hairs. I'll rub it. I'll just rub it. It smells great.
I made it.
I made it. What's the smell of it?
It's like a hot co-op boy, hippie boy.
Is that,
Like a bay rum. It's a bay rum.
it's like a bay rum. It's
Bay rum.
excellent, but
Like eucalyptus and
I like Andy's description better, hot hippie boy.
a hot hippie boy.
I'm gonna use a little bit of that, and I'll spin you around. And that's just gonna act as a really light shave massage. And I'm gonna pull the skin nice and taut, and just clean this up a wee bit. Move it down. And just focusing for a minute.
That scares me. I always use my feather for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're a sissy, Ron.
Yeah.
Just keep the skin nice and taut if you're gonna do this. You know, not a lot of pressure on the blade. A little bit of something to smooth it. You know, this milk product works great. Another product you could use would be like a really light leave-in conditioner. You know, come back over here. Push this up and out of the way. And clean up that blade a little bit. And start cleaning this up.
That's badass.
It's real sanitary as I wipe it off with my fingers. You okay? Yeah. Talking about the sanitary? It's okay. I know the president of the state board. We're all right. How's your model coming, Andy?
So I got her all pre-cut for the most part.
For the most part?
Yeah, and we'll just finish her up in here.
Okay.
Jacob's laid out some good makeup.
That's why I went.
That's right. Okay. Let's kind of sit this in a little bit, nice and soft. I said soft. I'm gonna keep it soft. Any questions coming through? Or are we okay for the
No,
time?
I think the chat's broken.
No
It's
ch-
disabled. Okay.
So text or tweet us.
The chat's disabled?
Do we have Twitter up?
We have Twitter up.
The tweeter?
The tweeter.
Yeah, I don't know how to get in though.
Oh. Andy, give me your cell phone number. Let's give it out to the world.
Call Andy.
Call me.
You might score a date tonight. Who knows? All right. Right now, what I'm doing is what I'm calling sweating the small stuff. Let's not sweat the small stuff. Because there's lots of room to clean up at the end. So now, with that nape cut away in a really nice, soft, round graduated form, it's got a lot of movement. What it's going to do is it's definitely going to collapse out you know, the bottom edge of the hair, and it's going to allow this bob to hopefully swing and move a bit more. So, quite happy with the shape. It looks nice.
Do you know the Twitter password?
Don't,
Don't say it on air.
yeah, no. I do, but I don't right off the top of my head.
I'm gonna message Lottie.
Message lady.
Lonnie?
Lottie dottie dottie. Okay. Wow, look at that. It's just so springy.
That's awesome.
Awesome. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in because she has a line, and I'll finish the line once she's been blown out. So I'm going to move right back into loosening up that line a little bit. I'm going to spin her, sorry, back to the thing. And we'll come in with just some really classic bob subsection lines. So not real horizontal and not too strong of a diagonal. I'm going to come in and just start tipping into this just to loosen it up. Okay. So here, head position still forward. I'm going to pull this down to a mild graduated position as far as the elevation goes, and just coming in and just tip very gingerly, a little bit more on the conservative edge with this, just through the last bits of the tips of the hair, and then begin working my way up into, can't see, there we go, nice.
Adam, we now have a Twitter.
We've got a tweet.
Yeah, you can ask your questions on Twitter at Federico
Federico ADD.
at Federico ADD.
Okay, what's the question?
Oh no, someone just said we have Twitter up. Someone just said they're watching from Detroit. Yay, Detroit!
Oh, Detroit.
D-Town.
Oh, after all that stuff we talked about Detroit let's not talk about that.
Oh, everything we said about Detroit. We're sorry, Detroit.
We're just joking.
Sorry, Detroit. Don't burn our house down. We're sorry. Don't eat our babies.
Josh and the baby eating.
Just ask it nicely. I know you have kids.
Yes.
I mean, me, it doesn't really affect, but what a bunch of eating people from Detroit.
Somebody eating my babies. That's
It
horrible.
seems like you like your kids, too.
Yeah.
So I'm watching out for you.
Depends on the day of the week. They're kids, right?
Plus, summer's coming. It's too hot to wear a bulletproof vest. So we gotta be
Nobody from Detroit's ever going to come out and visit us here at Federico Advanced.
Federico.
All right, so just tipping through here. For some of those of you who may be watching, are there anybody watching? A few people? Yeah, a few. Just lie to me. Well, there's 150. Awesome. Okay. Maybe people will watch after the fact. Federico Advanced, just to share a little bit of backstory about it. This is our 4th live stream, and I shared the big story the first time around, and I'll share the consolidated story at this point. The consolidated story is Federico is a 3rd generation company. So my brothers and I are running Federico at this point. So Federico is made up of a cosmetology school, a barber school, and an aesthetic school. We expanded out our facility in the last couple of years, and we really, one of the big focuses that my thing is building up a advanced education center that is geared towards more of the independent education movement. So we have monthly classes. Sometimes they're, more than once a month, and we bring in artists that are, some may work for a manufacturer, some may not, and they're just, we give them a home to share their message and to help raise and elevate, the level and the craft of the community. And the community could be, we're located in Northern California, but you please travel in and hang out. This past weekend, like I said, we had people from New York out, from the South. Andy, your friend was from where? Mississippi. Andy had a friend out from Mississippi, and Detroit. Billy was. Where was Billy from? Billy, who was with the glasses? Billy was from New Orleans. Nolens. Billy was super cool.
There was quite a lot of people from Washington out.
Yeah, there's a big salon group from Washington, and the cool thing about it is, Sacramento, it's a great city. It's like the city of trees. We sit on a couple of rivers. But where we're located, we're like 10 minutes away from the hotel. So it makes, or 10 minutes to the hotel. 10 minutes away from the bar. I mean the airport. We're 10 minutes away from the airport, and it makes it very accessible as far as like traveling in. Room rates are extremely, inexpensive around here. So you can get a nice room, and then join us for a weekend or a day of education. And if you're interested in educating here, feel free to email me, and you can email me at adamfederico@ajfsalon.com or adamfederico@federico.edu. and say that you're interested in putting on a class, or you can always find me on Facebook. The other thing would be, you know, and we do classes that we kind of host as well as we rent out the space. And like that, we had Sally Rogerson here a couple weeks ago. Sally is awesome. She was here for 3 days doing a class.
Back in September, right?
Yeah, she'll be back in September. She did a class with about 30 people, and that was under kind of doing it, not for Davines, but I guess sponsored by Davines, but promoting her SR education. And that same weekend we had Goldwell was here doing a color zoom class with Derek Zeno. So that was like a 3-day thing. So like the space is just, you know, in the creation of it, it was kind of, my involvement was, because I teach and I work behind the chair, and I like to do creative things, is we wanted to create like a creative Disneyland for hairdressers. So anything that you'd ever want under the sun, kind of like this room, which is now Josh's lair. You know, photography studio, video studio. Josh wants to expand into the theater space.
I do.
So yeah, there's a 5,000 square foot theater here that is meant to bring in and put on shows, like the one we just had, the ones we have coming up. We do these things called therapy at AJF, and that is a night of free complimentary education where it's myself, Josh has been out, Andy's been out, and it's on all different levels. We sometimes will pop into salons and do just free demos to share the message of Federico.
Without them even knowing.
Without them even knowing,
yeah. Show up.
It's like a flash mob or something in a way. And, or we'll just do, you know, a larger thing. Like, you know, we have some rather large artists out. We'll do something in the theater space, and we'll get like, the last one was kind of crazy. There's like 8 different people on stage just at different times doing everything from cutting, coloring, editorial styling, barbering. So we've got a lot going on under the umbrella of Federico and AJF. So please feel free to find us. You can find AJF at ajfsalon.com, Federico at federico.edu. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those lovely sites. Individually, as a company, you know. So what I'm doing, back to the haircut, I'm just kind of working through the pre-existing shape and just really breaking it up, taking it off.
So you're keeping the length in the front?
I'm keeping the length in the front for the time. Better to have it than not to have it for the moment. As I come back in and open up the face, it's gonna probably sit back a little bit more. Just utilizing a really like soft tipping technique through her hair. She's got quite a bit of weight that has been taken out from her previous haircut. So I'm going through and just actually balancing out that removal of weight. And I really like this little shape that's beginning to happen. With taking out that nape, it's just really began to round out. It's began to offer a lot more like, you know, softer movement back through the hair. The tipping's like opening up that wave pattern and that curl pattern, and it's allowing it to live a little bit more. Kind of just breathe and laugh at my breathe, boy. And I'd be, yeah, see how much weight has been taken out of those ends? You guys can see that, right? It's just all on the ends, but unfortunately there's nothing taken out from here back to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in and kind of balance this out and take a little bit of weight out of the mid shaft. So I'm going to stop my fingers right where that weight is really begin to be loosened up. Just kind of tip through this, work my way back a bit more. A little bit of planing through there. I kept all that length, but now it's just really began to loosen it up through. So I've got a little bit more transparency running through it. Andy's got a hot looking little haircut to come in. Yeah? What are you doing with that flower?
Yeah, what are you doing with that flower?
Don't be weird.
Yeah, no.
Andy's weird.
Big reveal?
I don't know if anybody even knows what you're revealing. Andy's got a perverted mustache he wants to reveal to you guys for Mustache March, okay? If you could comment then, you could tell him how perverted he looks.
Even a thing.
It's a real thing, and I do it every year.
Look at that, just show me your mustache. look like a walrus. Can we get a vote on to shave that thing off?
That's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Look, she likes it. The ladies like it.
Who's she?
My
Who?
model, Laura, she likes it.
Model, you can't.
You
Sorry.
work for us? Can we fire you?
Right?
No, I pay her to say this.
Laura's no longer allowed to be your model now. Sorry, Laura. No.
If you want a job, we'll start you off at $30 an hour.
Right.
30. Full time or part time, whatever you want.
I work at Safeway. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You have never worked in a hair salon. I want to work at Katie. I want to work at Safeway.
Is this real?
Yeah. You want a job? Full time.
What?
Working front desk.
Shaving mustaches like Andy's.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, you're hired. But now you're fired.
You're fired.
Can I like use you as a reference and everything?
Yeah, you can. Sorry, I don't have any authority to hire or fire.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. No.
$40.
I also don't have. I definitely don't have the authority to give you that kind of wage.
Josh doesn't have the expendable payroll, unfortunately.
No.
We'd have to put that one by Joe, and I don't think it's going to happen.
I get paid in shiny objects.
Yeah.
Every time I ask for a raise, they go car keys in front of my face. Cool.
Ooh, shiny.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's so shiny. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in right on the face, and I'm going to continue on with a really soft, like zigzag, real erratic section. So if she were to pull this back, that it's not going to have a really like hard line of demarcation as far as the subdivision of what's going to be now short to what is long. And I want to keep this nice and soft. I'm not going to take it too short. I want it to definitely have, you know, some movement to it. Come back in, spray the comb, work it down. Things I should say, these white Sessibone combs are excellent. I got to plug, you know, Hairbrained, HB Pro. Hairbrained is a proud sponsor of Federico Advanced live stream, as well as, you know, weapon of choice. So they provide us all of our weapons of choice. Somebody had asked, like, Facebooked me about we should do a show on what tools we use and why we use them. It sounds a little bit boring after a while, but I could talk about my tools and why I use them. Like,
Nerd out on some tools.
I can always
You know, some people like that.
I can always dork out on tools, man. I like to dork out. Okay, so what I'm looking at is I'm looking at this, the way that the hair is kind of naturally moving. Her growth pattern is it's moving forward yet down and kind of like in this really kind of like sexy little S curve, right? And I want to keep some of that S curve pattern. I don't want to take it above the wave pattern so it sits like really stark and lack movement. So I'm going to keep it long, and I'm going to reference the cheekbone down to about the corner of the ear. So I'm going to have her tilt her head just to the opposing side. And I want to keep this nice and soft, and I'll work it in soft little strips. I'm going to pull this hair down, head back a little bit. Perfect. You hot?
No, I'm okay.
No, these lights are really warm. And to keep it soft, I'm going to use really large strokes. And, work through this. Redistribute it. Pick it up within my fingers. Then come back in. I'm going to do a little bit of planing through here because this is where it's a little bit thicker, a little bit heavy. A little planing and then a little tipping, and just using a light razor rotation, meaning I'm just kind of going from something flat and then to begin to angle the razor out to utilize a different piece of the razor to create a different edge in any certain area. And then come back in. Just begin to create the line. Just a little bit. Come here, little hair. You don't want to cut for me, do you? Doesn't want to cut. There we go. Cool. So something soft, something that sort of kind of sweeps back and it still continually moves, which is nice. A little bit of tipping right through here.
That's the short side, right?
This is the short side. But what's going to happen is all this length sitting over it is still going to allow for a really nice little bob line. And the only way you'll see that is if she were to sweep this back behind the ear, or if her head moves, it'll just kind of offer something kind of popping out from underneath. And I'll do the same thing to the long side, which is going to remove some of the mass from the long side. And then after this, I think I'm going to take her out and blow dry her, smooth and straight, maybe, or diffuse it. I'll go back and put a little bit more moisture into it and see how the hair is sitting. So I got that, break it up. I'm going to unleash you onto Andy. Andy. Where's he ready to go, Andy, in just a minute?
Sure, yeah.
You're going to make sure he minds his P's and Q's, right?
Yeah.
Keep him focused on task.
I was just going to let him cut hair in here and call you with the camera.
Oh yeah, okay.
We just wanted to make Andy feel special. We weren't actually going to put him on camera. Are you stupid?
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Oh, Andy. Okay, so come back in here. I'm going to pick this back up. A little bit here. So I referenced what the cheekbone and the corner of the ear. Side's a little bit weaker, so I may not do as much of that planing. How's my elbow? Right in the way?
Yeah, we can't see your hand in the way.
Yeah, a little bit less. There we go. A little more tension on it. It's just not wanting to cut in here. A little more water. Head to the right there, excellent. And it's weird.
What?
It's like just either that blade's being wonky, it's like not wanting to cut on me. So I'm gonna.
You can do a blade?
And now I'm gonna back cut it.
Okay.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Always.
Break it on now.
Yeah. Back here.
Is there a difference between cutting with the heel and the tip?
Well, technically you're supposed to be cut with the tip as you're moving to the right, heel to the left. It's like a dance, tip to the right, heel to the left, just depending on which way you're moving in the head. So if I'm moving right now, I'm moving back to my right, I'd be using the tip of the blade. Okay. And then this little bit we'll finish up. And the fringe I'll cut dry. And I'll bring it back in and we'll nail that thing out dry. So, we're going to do a quick change with Andy. Andy's going to take the mic. Everybody welcome Andy to the showroom floor. Scared.
I mean, yay!
Yay! You got to break them down before you build them up.
Oh.
So happy.
Motto here, Federico.
That's great.
Andy went to one of those schools that, you know, we're not going to talk about that.
I went to a Paul Mitchell school.
You're making $100 grand the first year.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, how many hours of minimum wage was that?
Right.
Do you need a drape, Andy? You got one.
No, I got a drape. Yeah, Adam called hiring me research and development
I still
to
do.
see what the other schools are putting out there.
Whenever I hire from an outside school, it's always like considered R&D. It's just smart to see what kind of students and schools are putting out as opposed to our students. So that's part of it.
So does that mean their wage can be written off as profit loss?
Yeah. Well, no, that wage I only pay like $4 an hour.
All right, Laura, come on up.
Let's go back out to the salon. And grab my
Hey, everybody. So Adam's warned me not to be weird.
I'm gonna go home and watch this.
Don't be weird, Andy. Don't make bad Josh jokes about Detroit.
Who said that? No.
Wait a minute. I thought this model was supposed to be dry. How are we going to juggle this?
Oh, no, we can, I'm just gonna,
Oh no.
oh no.
Oh, he's already.
Oh no.
He's already. It was supposed to be a dry cut.
Was it? No one told me that.
The whole point was we don't want to watch anyone blow dry.
Oh, you won't have to, we'll just,
And now you're spraying her down?
yeah, more, I mean, yeah, nobody told me that. Yeah, no one told me any of this.
This was a first and a never again.
First and a last.
Andy and I thought my first time on the camera was
Yeah.
at least I had a good
I'm making a couple of Facebook posts saying that
Getting it.
you can just press Control V.
All right,
What?
You know, saying Andy is live right now.
I'm so live right now.
Control V?
Put it in.
Better than being dead.
So what are you doing?
All right, so if you guys go onto my Instagram, you can see Laura's picture. Josh has already shot her once. This is something that I've kind of done before, but I wanted to share it live with everyone. Anyways, so what I've started out doing is utilizing a internal graduation in the nape, really kind of scooping all that out. And I've done all my work with a scissor so far. And I love the fact that I have great structure in the haircut to begin with. And then I'm gonna just come in with a razor and like kind of just mess it all up, or at least the interior of it. That way it's not so bulky and structured and like, yeah, it'll move around a lot better that way. And I'm gonna lean the shape out, just utilizing vertical sections. I'm gonna start with a really open stroke of my razor and then close it on down and make sure that I preserve like our weight line, but still like lean things out. So let me Turner Classic maybe.
Oh man.
There you go. So yeah, this is my first time doing anything like this. I mean, I educate students, but haven't educated many other hairdressers.
Yeah, well, this webcam's learning a lot.
Yeah, we're learning tons. We're all kind of razor happy around here, but I really like the idea of structure, and so I wanted to get that through the scissor. And then I kind of like the way hair's going in the sense that I feel like I see a lot of structured shapes, and then people kind of like put a lot of texture into it, whether it's like styling their structured shapes. And I feel like that's what's going on in the hair industry. Like I'm having a good time?
Yeah, like,
Wait, what am I supposed to say?
taking a picture.
Oh, ha!
Alright, thank you.
All right.
I like that he made noises.
Ah!
Yeah.
Who is that?
How did he come from?
I don't know, but he has a creepy mustache. And he doesn't even go.
Come sit with us.
Seats taken. So yeah.
Andy, you're really lucky this is your first time on camera and nobody's in the comments or anything, so.
Right, yeah, they can't rag on me. They can't comment like, who's the creep on stage right now? Like,
And in the red corner,
yeah.
we have Andy.
Ah. Yeah, I wish there were some questions because then I have to just talk like to nobody.
So, what did you do with your haircut while you were pre-cutting?
So the pre-cut, like I said, it was like an internal round graduation all in the nape. I really wanted to scoop that out. I refined it a little bit with some scissor over comb. And then I just really kept a really strong weight line all the way around. I call this like my bowl with wings because it's a bowl cut, basically. We're trying to remove a little bit of the weight so it doesn't look so heavy and bulky. But you'll see after I drop these two disconnected pieces, you see one disconnected piece right here, obviously. Ooh, yes, a little interest. But
but we'll have another piece that comes out. And the other piece hangs out on the other side typically, but I like to be able to like push that other little wing around. And so I think you can like, it's good to flip flop it, and you should definitely have more than one way to wear your haircut, right?
Amen.
Amen.
Amen, sister?
Whichever way you want to push your haircut, you know? Push it. Push it real good. No?
Yo, 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 yo,
I didn't know you were performing tonight.
I'm performing.
You performed last week too.
I'm an entertainer. So that's where like this guy Alex, he was like, oh, I really like your cameos on the camera or whatever, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just a goofball, and he's like, when are we gonna see you snatch up some hair? And I'm like, well, I don't know. And so never, yeah. I'm like, I'm not worthy. But I talked to Adam about it, and I thought last week went really well with, you know, the switch off.
Wrong, homegirl. You're supposed to do a dry cut.
Nobody told me this. No one. No one tells me these things.
I don't know.
I'm
Okay.
small station.
You got the camera.
Small station.
Are you leaving? Oh.
You leaving? Don't leave me, Jacob. Jeebus.
So what part of the razor are you using?
So I like to just like use the tip. I am traveling this way, but I'm coming, yeah, just the tip. Just tipping it on in there. But if I'm gonna be like working from right to left, like Adam said, typically I'll use like the heel of the blade.
Just depends on what side the head you're on?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if I was working more like this and my, like, kind of like graduation, like where your thumb is pointed in the direction that you want to go, you also use like the heel of the blade if you're traveling in that direction, trying to produce some swing from right to left. Tip if you're moving it like from left to right.
What kind of razor do you use?
I'm just using the plie. You know, I've Bean here at Federico's has really provided us with some amazing education. And thanks to like Arojo and Gerard in particular, he came out and taught us a lot of like razor cutting early on while we were still in Midtown. And I had utilized the razor before, but then working at AJF and after the assistant program, they sent me down to Sassoon. And so I got really kind of like structure happy, and I kind of pushed the razor off. I mean, but being from Paul Mitchell, I was using it like crazy, like carving, combing it up. Just like, like,
And a fork.
right, and a fork.
Dumb.
I was just eating steak with my carving comb.
Carving steak.
A carving steak. So I kind of was like, I got demotivated by the razor for a long time. And then Gerard Scarpesi came in, taught us some real great razor fundamentals, and taught us to use these plie blades. And you can really like articulate the blade around the hair to do whatever you want. You get full range around each individual hair strand. And it's kind of reintroduced razors for me. So I still love my structure, but I think it really depends on the client, you know, what they want. So
Andy, I see you're using the Winer's Part comb.
I am.
What is your favorite Winer's Part comb and why?
What is that? You know, I just have an assortment. I have Adam hooked it up with a little ruby red one, if that's what you mean. But the standard cutting comb, you know, the skinny little spine, the 339s, yeah. Those are solid. I like some of the wide teeth one, or the one with the wide teeth and the fine teeth too. I'll use that one pretty often as well. Any Twitter questions?
No.
Any Twitter paters?
No.
No tweeters.
No Twitter.
YouTube's broken.
Why are you broken, YouTube? Who's that?
Hi.
Oh, hey, Care.
He's curious.
Oh, plural. I didn't even see you.
Carrie squared.
Carrie squared.
Hi, Jake.
Looking good, Andy.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Looking good. Look at real good.
Except we can't see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Shoot.
You're coming behind.
I know, I'm so new to this. I don't know what to do.
If you look right past my head, you see that screen right there?
This
You
one.
can see
Oh,
yourself.
oh, hey.
See, that's the camera.
Right.
Did you explain your mustache?
Yeah, it's March. That's my mustache. Yeah, that's about it. My mustache.
Mustache March, right?
Might as well. No. Oh, so you're giving up sex for Lent.
It was Ash Wednesday, but I just put it Stash Wednesday.
Oh my god.
Wow. That just threw it off a little bit.
Josh threw up. Oh man.
It's so nice. It's Bad Girls Club. Let's do this. I want to join the Bad Girls
Go to
Club.
Bad Girls Club.
I want to go.
Bad girl.
Bad Girls.
Oop.
Ooh, you're
Tripping.
the camera, Andy.
Kicking cameras.
Oh, you just broke it.
No, I didn't.
Oh. There you go.
Can't see.
Your stupid elbows in the way.
That's a nice elbow.
You weren't even watching what you were doing.
Uh-oh.
You're a magician.
Now you see it, now you don't. So yeah, we're just creating a lot of space in through the structure of my bowl. So that way it can just be softer and lay a lot smoother. And then we'll take down the wings and we'll cut into those. I'm gonna do the fringe now. We're gonna be working into it. Cool.
What are you doing with the fringe?
I find that the fringe wants to go that way for the most part. So often with fringes, I utilize like a graduated elevation to begin with to get my outline in. And then I'll usually like layer in through it on the top of it, but since I'm using the razor, it's just going to create that softness that a layer would without actually having to layer it.
You know how to do the 3-layer haircut?
The 3-layer haircut?
That's a nice elbow.
Oh, there it is. The 3-layered haircut. Yeah, you
Josh is really good at
do
it.
3 little stacks, right? I love flicking the hair after. So yeah, just diagonal across the head, pulling it, over directing it to the opposite side that she wears it, and then cutting into it. I feel like it's really nice and soft as it flows over. I also want to just kind of like round this out since we have this like kind of bold structure. We need to kind of take the corner out from that. And I'll be using my heel as I'm traveling backward. Seen people do this lately, like seen a lot of like razor overcomb too lately.
That looks scary.
It does look scary. I mean, what Adam was doing, like actually putting the razor on the skin, was kind of scarier. Right. Oh, this is a little long piece I don't want to take care of. So I'm going to try and over direct it off to the side still, but hopefully not get in the way of the camera.
So you're going with a higher elevation now?
No, I'm still dropping it down. As long as I'm getting like some texture with like tipping.
Okay, you done?
Almost. You guys all dry?
Dry now.
Yeah.
What time is it? What time we got? We got
7.
7.
You finish up, Andy. I'll go out here and I'll finish them.
You want the microphone? You want to talk into the camera? No.
Hey, you doing okay?
Oh yeah.
What are you doing right now?
So we're just kind of finishing up like the internal structure of the razor part. How's it look?
Looks good.
Cool.
Grab a drape. Sorry, I left my drape in there.
This stuff's long. Right. Those lights, they're hot.
Yes, stand right in front of the light. Get a sunburn.
All right. So done with the internal structure in there. I'm gonna drop my wing. I know I have like 2 disconnected pieces from my structured shape. So here's one side of my wing. And then the other side right here. Now this one's like disconnected underneath. The other one's disconnected on top. We're just going to try and cut into this to make it kind of like A-line forward with the disconnections with our little wings. All right, now I'm just going to tip into it, moving from left to right. Long strokes because I really don't want these wings too structured. They should just be like soft and flowy and do whatever they want to do. There we go. Cool, that's fun. Now we're going to cut this side. Just carve around the cheekbone area a little bit, just to begin with. I'm going to like look for balance as far as where they're hitting on the face. So this side's a little bit longer. I'll try and match things up a little bit. Cool. All right, and then lastly, I just want to clean up the back hairline, strengthen that up. Head forward. I'm using Mitsutani, the swords. These are awesome.
Are those sold on Hairbrained?
They're sold on Hairbrained, by the way. This mustache is not, though.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Oh, they're not? No. Mitsutani shears are sold on Hairbrained, right?
No.
Maybe not these ones.
Oh,
No? Oh, shoot.
you should apologize.
I apologize.
Andy right now.
Yeah, way to piss off the sponsors.
Right.
Fail.
Fail.
Whose sponsorships you're fired?
Wah, wah,
Can I fire him?
wah. Don't fire. You don't have those privileges.
Can I be the guy that says you're fired?
You would love that.
I'm so lucky.
I've been waiting a long time.
I've been waiting.
Step in my office, Andy.
Step in my, and then Josh is just there. Step in my office. Yeah, my phone's ringing.
Oh, you're so popular.
So popular.
Probably Gerard.
Yeah.
He says, fire.
Fire.
Hey, go ahead and put it on FaceTime so I can punch you in the face. Start face, right now.
So Andy, everyone likes the back of your head.
They love it. I know.
That's all they can see right
I
now.
know. Everyone's raving about it.
Back of my head's so hot right now.
The Andy Bates head, so hot.
So hot.
Andy, what are you doing right now?
Again, I'm just outlining the hairline. Trying to show people too, you know. Can you see it?
Nope, your head's noise.
All right. I'm gonna attempt. We're just gonna use the razor a little bit.
Did you put some shaving lotion on her neck?
I put some milk on it.
Alright, just making sure.
Come on, I gotta go meet my dad for a burger and beer.
All right.
Beer?
Nope, you had a beer last night.
I'm just gonna do a quick blow dry on this. Quick blow dry. Here you go, Adam.
Huh? You gonna go blow dry?
Just a quick blow
Here,
dry.
it's for you, Andy. You got a bunch of shit for no reason.
It's like, all right.
That's the way it goes. Your cherry's been popped.
There you go.
Okie dokie. Let me get this thing back on.
That was a great dry cap you did.
Oh, okay. The belt? Yeah, all right.
I love Andy.
Yeah, Andy's great. The only reason we give Andy so much flack is you have to work around him all day, every day, and just know his personality. So it's a nice time to be able just to dish it right back at him.
I mean, he's horrible, but I like him.
But you know,
Okay, not that bad.
yeah. This damn thing. Okay, are we on? We're on. Okay, so back at it. So we went out, and I opted to diffuse it. And just first off, diffusing it, I just used a little bit of like some really nice light cream leave-in conditioner and some curl defining product. But you can see that, you look straight ahead, if you will, that the undercut of that nape is just really allowing now the curls to sit a little bit looser, a little bit more free. And if this were to be blown out straight, if she were to like swing her head back and forth, that this whole upper crest area would have a lot more mobility and movement back to it. The other cool thing about it is it's giving these curls just a little bit more pieciness to kind of like veil over and not just feel so consolidated and locked together into the bottom perimeter line. I've got her right side swung back a little bit just so you can see the element of that soft little undercut, which is nice. So if she were to pull this back behind the face, this just offers a little bit more femininity to the cut. Once again, that soft little diagonal subsection just helps break any kind of the harshness. She still does have a little bit of that asymmetry from that pre-existing cut moving on to that left-hand side, this corner, which I felt is kind of cute. It's got to gives it a little bit more of like a quirkiness. So, you know, it's got a rounded shape. It's mildly triangular, but pretty flat through the back because of the way that I approached just the tipping through it. And the pre-existing line was rather square and like a bob shape. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come back through the front and just finish up this fringe. And in the fringe, I'm thinking I still want to keep it kind of lightly sweeping off to the left. And I really honestly like a lot of what's going on, but it needs to be loosened up and all the weight needs to kind of just transfer together. And that's definitely not what it's doing right now. So moving from the shorter side into the longer side with some just diagonal sections moving across that fringe, coming up and underneath it with the fine teeth of the comb, bringing it back, putting my fingers into a, let me do this a different way. And I'll put my fingers into a, you know, kind of like a little bias position. So going short to long, moving out this way. And I'll come from the forward, front, bring it up and out. And I'll begin releasing out the corner, going in with the tip of the scissor.
Looks awesome so far.
So far, so good. Thanks. That's Josh's sign to be like, don't fuck it up. Don't, that's the one word I'm not supposed to say. Don't mess it up. Yeah.
Really?
No.
When did we get rules?
I didn't get those rules. Don't mess it up. So bringing it up and over, using, so I can properly endorse, using some Nick QXs, which are definitely my by far favorite scissors to use right now, are the QX as well as the STS. both grab at them for different things. And these you definitely can find on HB Pro. Whoop. Pick this back up. There. Working through that bottom edge. And then now bring it back up, elevate it up a little higher and get a little deeper into the mid shafts. And then just a little bit deeper. Keep it nice and broken so it doesn't transfer and just get too heavy as it swings to that right. It's nice. It's looking good. And then this last little corner over here. Try not to break apart my curl patterns. Yes, stay over there. I hope Andy's not didn't go back to the salon and start crying. I could see him do that. He's sensitive Sally. Is
he really sensitive?
He's real sensitive. He's a little Eagle Scout. So just finishing up this last section. That's good. Josh is screaming, no, he's not crying.
No.
No, no. Good. So finishing up this last bit. And then I'll come back in and just tip into some of that mid shaft to really loosen it up. Watching how high I'm going up so I don't get any little bits that just kind of spring up and pop out on me. And there. Everything should be just kind of nice and soft and moving. Nice and soft and moving. Yeah.
Wow.
Head to the left.
Blow dry?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thanks, man. Blow off the face a little bit. Josh is heading out to New York this weekend. If you're out there,
HVAs.
find him, the HVAs. He's gonna be bringing home the bronze VHS. I told him home, if he has to bring home a bronze, bring me home a bronze filled of pee-pee filled in a cup.
If I don't bring home the bronze, I'm gonna come home to a pink slip.
Bring home the bronze. No.
Bring home a bronze VHS or get fired, you jerk. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what you heard. You must have been dreaming that. That's an insecurity, the self-conscious running through you, man. No, so if you're out in New York this weekend for the IBS or the HVA, be sure to find them. Tell them what's up. You know, like this little separation between this undercut
This is what I look like right now.
and the fringe.
If you
Oh, Josh is
Say
getting
hi.
some fringe?
Josh, you're getting the fringe?
You getting some fringe?
Oh, let's see that blower.
There you go.
Thanks. Is he? Excellent.
Sweet.
Nice. Thank you, Katie.
That worked out right.
And then what I'll always do, let's see, there's no more product in here, but I don't need more product. So go ahead and stand up for me. And I like to get like an eyeball perspective on the hair. Here. Josh is gonna find you. There we go. And I don't want to show my, excuse me, step in front of the camera. Oh, look at that. Thanks, Garrett.
Hey.
I got a little bit more milk.
Send us more free samples, please.
Garrett.
We don't want to pay for anything.
I'm just refilling the retails with the samples.
We're selling them for $10 a pop.
I got a deal worked out. If the client brings back the empty retail, I fill it with the sample.
And we just fill it with Elmer's glue.
Ay. Push this up into shape.
Hey Garrett, there's a mouse in your bottle of milk.
Hey, that's
You
great.
want like free beer, eh? I need milk, eh?
Whoa. I always cut fringes so they stab people right in the eyes, but there's something about it. You don't need to see.
No, but that's when it looks best.
I know. I'll give you one eye mobility. You can see out of this eye.
Yar.
Yeah, really into the pirate thing. So what I'm doing now is it's kind of like looking at the shape between the left and the right, making sure that I'm balanced out and it's not getting like, I like how flat it is up here, but I want to make sure it doesn't wind up just too triangular. So lifting this up, looking at it, keeping this a little bit softer, whimsical, pull apart that curl so it doesn't look too clumpy. You know, for me and like styling hair, I like it so it's not just too plain Jane, but not too like high fashion, like editorial-esque, something that you can easily see walking down the street any day, but you know, somebody's like, you know, pushing the edge in a soft, modern, kind of
That looks awesome.
minimal way. So go ahead and spin around. Let's see the back shape. Jack, the back shape. Yeah, looks good. Quite happy with it. Like I said, you know, if you watch from the beginning, it wasn't a lot of cutting. It was more about what I left than what I took off. So we undercut that nape utilizing round graduation and the plie blade. And then from that point, I worked bob-shaped sections, working up the back of the head. And I really just went in and tipped into it with the plie just to loosen up the internal texture and to give this curl just a little bit more life and freedom to move. I played off of the pre-existing asymmetry she had, but this piece was really like heavy and daunting. So I loosened it up so it wasn't like a Muppet's here, kind of falling down. Came back into the front, spin to the right, and we did these like little undercuts just to open up the face, exposed a little bit of the cheekbone, brought the fringe up, keeping it nice and soft and kind of sweeping, and then the same kind of bit of an undercut back on this left-hand side. So this cut should work out really great, curly as you can see, as well as she were to blow it out smooth and straight. So I'll bring Andy back in, and Andy can talk.
He's back.
Go ahead, come on in, bring your lovely model. Hold on.
Stand in front of the
You
camera,
come up.
please.
Here, I'll interview you.
Oh, hey, talking to the microphone. So, Laura, right here, we definitely like softened this shape. You can go on my Instagram again, Andy Bates Hair, on Instagram. But you'll see like a more structured version.
So it was Federico Advanced on YouTube, www.ajfsalon.com, and federico.edu. This guy forgets who he's working for here, I think, sometimes, you know?
Yeah, what a privilege it is.
What a
to stand
privilege.
in front of that illustrious
It
sign.
must be that school he went through.
It must be.
Here we go.
Sorry.
So right here,
Superstar.
we can see like our disconnection, a little bit more structured line, kind of in through here, flowing back, using like that round kind of structure. Sorry, no one can see. It happens all the time. I'm like trying to see what you guys are seeing, but no one can see. And it's nice and soft, and that's it. I'm sorry, guys. Again, we used the shear to really get some nice structure in through the nape, and then just internally use the razor to give it nice softness without like having to layer it, but still make it like a mobile shape.
Any last words?
Thanks for tuning in.
Andy Bates Hair, Instagram. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
What the hair?
Andy Bates Hair.
What the hair?
Andy Bates Hair. So yeah, before we wrap it up, just remember that every first and third Thursday you'll find Federico live, and every second and fourth Thursday you'll find Josh and Weapon of Choice. Be sure to tune in. Check us out on Federico Advanced Facebook, Federico Advanced YouTube for all of our videos, tutorials, guest artists who's come through the house. Find us at ajfsalon.com, federico.edu. We hope to see you out for any one of our advanced educational events coming down the pike.
HVAs this weekend.
HVAs this weekend. Go give Josh a high five.
You're going to be, you want to talk about that thing you're going to or now?
Oh yeah, I'm going to, nah.
You're going to be in Southern California.
I'm going to Southern California. I'm going to Santa Monica to do
Talk about why.
to do my deeds, to work a little bit.
You're going to work on your tan.
I'm going. Next time you see me, I'll be nice and golden. Have a couple oranges with me. So yeah, thank you guys very much. It's always good. From the House of Federico. Good evening.
House of Federico.
House of Federico.
Whoa, that sounds fancy.